Welcome everyone to this episode of the Palmetto Guardian. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Weaver, aka Hollywood. Yes, it is that time again. I'm in the field at Camp Bob Cooper with the Child and Youth programs. They're the camp that they do every year. I was here last year, and so I'm here yet again. And I'm here with a camper, and we're going to kind of talk about her experience so far and I guess just see what else is going on at camp. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to go right into it.
My name is Addison, and I'm 10 years old, and I'm a pistol this year, and I'm platoon sergeant.
Awesome. Now, before we go into the platoon sergeant, do you have a camp name?
Yes, it's Sassy Queen.
Where did that come from?
My platoon.
Your platoon made it up for you?
Yes.
I know. I love seeing everybody walk around with their names on their shirt because there's some pretty interesting ones, and it's kind of interesting to find out how they came up with those. But back to platoon sergeant, how does that feel that you were selected as platoon sergeant?
I really like it, but you have like a lot of responsibilities, and your voice is like always hurting, and you need to drink water.
Yeah. Now you know how it feels for military people who are platoon sergeants.
Yes.
So this is your first time at camp, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what have you done so far that has been your most favorite activity?
Probably lake.
Lake, so the swimming and the slide and all that?
Yes.
You guys didn't get to do the blob, though, because I've heard that it was down because of weather.
Yeah, they have to fix it with a boat, but I think they fixed it, but I'm not sure.
Oh, nice. I wanted to do the blob last year, and I waited too long, and then the weather got bad, so the last day people couldn't swim. So hopefully you can do the blob.
Yes.
Awesome. So it is the first full day of camp, and it is your first time at camp. So what other activities are you looking forward to in the next couple of days?
I'm excited for rifles because those sound really fun.
Have you ever shot a rifle before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so it'll be a fun experience. Are you guys shooting skeet too, or are you just doing rifles?
I'm not sure.
That's fun too, but it's fun to come to camp and be able to do things that you typically wouldn't get to do.
Yes.
So with it being your first time at camp, is there anything that or any type of advice that you would want to give potential campers for next year on tips and tricks, things to look out for, pack for, all that kind of fun stuff? Just any type of advice.
I would bring more than one blanket like I did because the cabins are really cold. And you definitely want to bring shower shoes because these showers here are not that nice.
All right. I mean, those are definitely some really good things. You wouldn't think that in the summer you would need so many blankets, but I guess in the buildings they run the AC a lot because it's so hot outside.
Yeah, and I suggest not bringing like a cloth suitcase because our AC leaked and it got all over my suitcase, but thankfully I didn't have a cloth suitcase.
Okay, that's always good. So bring extra blankets, bring shower shoes, and put your belongings in some type of hard suitcase.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to let you get back inside because I know that there's some more fun activities tonight, but is there anything else you would like to say before I let you go?
Nope. Just when you come, just have fun.
Awesome. End it on a good note. All right, I am back with a familiar voice and a familiar name. I have G-Baby with me from last year, and I'm going to have him kind of talk about his camp experience and all that kind of fun stuff for this year. So this year you're returning JC, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what was it like this year so far compared to last year? I know today was technically the first full day, but how has camp been different so far?
It's different because you got different campers. You got to figure out who I guess you could say who you can trust and who you can't, I don't even know how to word it, but you can't trust. But you also learn who is more mature than others, and then you got to figure out how to get them to be more mature and times they need to be more mature and times where they don't have to be as mature when times they don't have to be.
So what age group are you with this year compared to last year?
Oh, I don't remember who I was with last year. I was with think I was with the Tanks last year. I think I'm at the Tanks again this year. Yeah.
How does it feel? Like I've noticed a couple familiar faces, but I'm sure you probably know a lot more people than I do. How does it feel to see the same people coming year after year?
It just makes me feel like we're doing something right to make them like to come back to camp.
Okay. So far the activities that you guys have done, what has been your favorite?
Probably as of right now, probably paintball, because the kids were shooting at me and I was shooting back at them. I got a couple of them out and I got hit a couple times.
Awesome. So is there any activities that you're looking forward to for the rest of the week?
I honestly haven't looked that deep into the schedule yet, but I'm pretty sure we have shotguns and rifles, so I'm excited for that.
I know that there's a talent show coming up at the end of the last night here. Are you planning on participating this year?
I do, yes, ma'am.
You don't have to spill the beans, but can you give us a little sneak peek of what your performance is going to be?
There's no plan yet.
Okay. No plan. I like that. Last minute kind of thing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I know that there's still some activities going on tonight, so I'm going to let you go. But is there any advice that you would like to give potential campers or maybe those who want to return as JCs later on in the future?
It's going to be nerve-wracking, but don't let the nerves get to you. Just be yourself and keep doing what you do.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, G-Baby. Thanks for sitting and talking with me yet again. Hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm here with Hudson, another camper with us from the Child and Youth Programs camp at Camp Bob Cooper. So do you have a camp name by chance, Hudson?
My nickname is Puddles.
Puddles. How did you come up with Puddles?
I slipped in a puddle last night.
That's a very good nickname. It's always fun to see the names that are on all the kids' shirts and asking how they got that name, because they're always wild. But is this your first time here at camp?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what group are you with?
I'm with the Jets.
Okay. Now, what made you decide to come to camp this year?
I came to the camp this year because my mom found it was a great opportunity for me to have experience with the military.
Awesome. So I know today has been technically the first full day of camp. What has been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part so far today is the team building exercises and all that. Specifically the rock climbing and the swimming.
Awesome. Did you make it all the way to the top of the rock wall?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. I wish I could do it, but I'm getting old, so my back doesn't work as well, but it was fun to watch all you guys do that. With the next couple of days, is there anything that you're really excited or interested in doing?
I'm very excited for paintball and skeet shooting.
Awesome. I know. I might be out with your group because I really want to shoot skeet. It's a lot of fun. Have you ever done it before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I know that there is a talent show at the end of camp. Are you planning on participating in that?
No, ma'am.
No, you don't want to show any talent?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, since this is your first time at camp, has it been what you expected, or has it been completely different than what you were expecting?
I've expected a lot out of this camp, and it's definitely met my requirements, and I really like it and enjoy it.
Awesome. Do you think you're going to come back next year then?
Definitely.
Okay. Do you think that you could see yourself as a JC one day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any advice you would like to give to future campers for the next year or the year after that that maybe you didn't know beforehand?
Keep pushing on, keep trying, and keep being, telling your teammates, keep persevering.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me and answering a few questions. So I'm going to let you get back to the activity since they're not over yet tonight. But thank you for talking with me.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Palmetto Guardian. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Weaver, a.k.a. Hollywood. It is day 2 at Camp Bob Cooper. Sorry for all the noise. We just had a staff call meeting. But I'm here with a camper, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
My name is Ansley Edmondson. This is my first year at camp, and I'm really enjoying it.
Awesome. What group are you with?
I am in the Jockets, the mix of the Jets and the Rockets.
Okay. What age group is that? I can't remember.
14 to 17.
Awesome. So this is your first time at camp. A lot of kids come when they're younger and stuff like that. What made you decide to come this year with you being a little bit older?
I went with my mother to an FRG meeting, and G-Baby was there, and he invited any of the children there to come. And it seemed like it was a lot of fun, and I felt like I would enjoy it.
Awesome. G Baby, yes. We had him on the podcast yesterday. So today is officially day 2. Well, it's almost over, but so far, what has been your favorite activity that you've done?
Either rock climbing or paintball. Both were very fun.
Okay. Did you get hit with any paintballs, or did you hit anybody with them?
I hit someone in the face on accident, and then I did get hit twice.
Maybe that was karma.
Maybe, because it was by the same guy, so probably.
Okay. So I know that technically there's only one more full day of camp left. Is there any activities that you're looking forward to?
I really want to do kayaking. It seems like it would be a lot of fun, especially with my group.
Okay. Have you did swimming yet?
I did, and I did the blob today.
I was just about to ask that. I wanted to do the blob last year, but I waited too late, and then the last day it stormed, so we couldn't swim. And then this year, my back is not good, so I'll watch from afar and probably record some people, but I'm so jealous because every time we went down there, yesterday they said that it was closed. Today it was open, but when we went down there, he didn't get hurt, but he kind of fell off the side, so they kind of closed it down. So I'm very upset that I didn't get to see anybody do the blob. But how was your experience with it? Was it scary?
It was a little scary because I don't like heights, but it was a lot of fun. I did it 3 or 4 times.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
I'm not great at bouncing people off, but I'm very good at flying.
Did you have G Baby come out and be the one to jump whenever you're on the end?
I did not, but I should have.
Okay. So was camp what you expected whenever G Baby was talking to you guys about camp and possibly coming to participate?
I did not. There's a lot more military aspects than I expected of it, but I really like it. I'm enjoying it, and I like my group of people.
Awesome. Do you think you're going to come back next year?
I may. Depends on my schedule.
Okay. Do you potentially see yourself, if you do come back, eventually being a JC?
I do. I feel like it would be fun to help the campers.
Okay. So I think I was talking to Moose, which is your SC, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and I think he was saying that, was it your dad that's coming home or leaving?
My dad is coming home. We should be able to pick him up soon.
Awesome. So how long has he been gone?
About a year.
Oh, wow, that's a long time. Was he at the border?
No, he was in Kuwait.
Okay. Has this camp kind of helped you kind of take your mind off of it, or helped you in any kind of way, just because of the fact that this is a military-based camp, and so there's a lot of kids here who have been through the things that you've been through and experiencing those things? So has it helped you at all being here?
It's definitely helped take my mind off of it, which I've really enjoyed.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for him to come home, and hopefully he'll get here before school starts.
He should, because I don't start until August 14th.
Oh, wow. So you're one of the late ones.
I am.
Okay. Is there any advice that you would give to campers, future campers, or first-timers next year?
Try everything, even if it's just once. It's all really fun, and you're going to have a great support system.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you talking with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of camp.
Of course. I hope that I help some future campers.
All right, everybody. I'm here with another camper from the Helos, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's your name?
Jillian Vareb.
And what is your camp name?
I'm Jelly Bean.
Jelly Bean. Okay, I kind of see where that kind of goes with it. So is this your second year, or have you been here multiple times?
No, this is my second year.
Okay. How has this year been different than last year?
This year, I feel as it's more coordinates because we have a schedule this year. As last year, we didn't have like a full schedule. We just had like what people, yeah.
So what are some activities that you did last year that you were looking forward to this year?
Skeet shooting.
Yeah. How did you do on that?
I did pretty good. I think I did better last year, but yeah.
Yeah, I did it too, and I think I did better last year too. I think I hit 2 out of 5, but I was kind of rusty. But it's always fun to come out and do it again. So I know that today's the second full day of camp. Tomorrow's the third full day. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I really hope I'm platoon leader because today I was, but they're picking it today, so I really hope I am tomorrow.
Okay, so each day there's been a different platoon leader?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as far as activities, what are you looking forward to?
I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow, but I'm really excited for DNC.
Okay, that's a first. You like doing drill and ceremony and all that stuff?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Do you foresee yourself in the military one day then?
I don't think so.
You just like doing the movement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know that tomorrow night is the talent show. Are you participating in the talent show?
No, ma'am.
No, you don't have any talents you want to showcase to all your campers?
No, ma'am.
No? I know I would be nervous and scared too. I'm the one behind the camera. I don't like being in front of the camera. So, the Helos, what age group is that?
13.
Okay. So are you planning on coming next year, and do you eventually want to become a JC?
I'm going to try to be a JC next year. If not, I will be a rocket.
Awesome. Okay. Is there any advice that you would give upcoming campers or new campers for next year that you've learned over the last 2 years?
Just try everything because, you don't know if you're going to be good at something or you might like it, because I didn't know if I would like rifling because I haven't done it before, but it was really fun.
Okay. Have you participated, at least tried everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you didn't really like or care to over the other activities?
Rock wall, because I'm just scared of heights.
Yeah, and Specialist Cato, she climbed the rock wall yesterday to put a GoPro at the top to get some footage of you guys, and she was struggling, so I can only imagine how you guys feel whenever you're trying to climb up that thing. All right, is there anything else that you want to leave with the campers?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, thank you for talking with us. All right, everyone, it is day 3 at Camp Bob Cooper. I'm here with yet again another camper. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're just going to ask him a few questions about camp.
All right, hey guys, I'm Matthew Heaton. I've been here for 5 years, and I'm the platoon leader of the Jockets.
Awesome. So how has this year been different from past years that you've attended camp?
Since now we're in the oldest age group, we have a lot more freedom and just trusted more with doing activities.
Okay. Do you foresee yourself in the future coming back as a JC?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I know that your group has been doing a lot of service projects and stuff around the camp. What has been the favorite project that you guys have done so far?
We did pole. It's like we put fences and we put poles in the ground and then put signs on them. That was probably the best one.
Okay. So as far as activities, what were you most looking forward to this year at camp, and have you done that activity yet?
Probably paintball, and yes, we did that activity yesterday.
Awesome. Did your team win?
Yes, every time.
I know we came out there and we caught y'all at the last iteration, and you guys were all over the place, sliding on the ground, going to the other side. All the other groups weren't doing all that, so it was kind of cool to see you guys actually out and doing paintball like you would typically do it. So today is the last full day of camp. Is there anything that you're looking forward to most today?
No, not really. I mean, we're gonna do some more DNC, and then we're gonna have the competition tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Do you think that your platoon's gonna win?
I think so.
Now, tonight is the talent show. Are you partaking in the talent show?
No, I'm not.
Do you have anybody from your platoon that's participating?
Yes, one of our guidon bears, Brandon.
Okay, awesome. Is there any advice that you would like to give potential campers for next year, or things that you've learned over the past 5 years that you would like other people to know if they're going to come to camp?
Just respect the JCs and SCs and learn how to do DNC. That'll help you a lot later. You may think it's lame, but it's actually really cool when you get good at it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with me, and I hope you enjoy the last full day of camp. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have, it looks like Santa. Is that what your name is?
Yes, ma'am. I am Santa today and yesterday.
Okay, where did Santa come from?
So my name's Santi, and the only difference is there's an I at the end instead of the A. And for the past several years that I've been coming here, they've just called me Santa occasionally, so kind of stuck.
That's funny. Have you ever thought about dressing up as Santa while you're at camp?
No, I am a toothpick, so nobody would believe me.
So you've been here before, I know, because I saw you last year, but how has this year been different at camp than last year or any other year that you've come?
Being honest, this year's a little more chaotic because everything's a lot more condensed than the past several years I've been here. I know last year we had a little more time to do things, and I have the same kids as last year, so at least the familiarity's there instead of last year where we're all trying to get to know each other in that short amount of time.
So far, what has been your favorite activity at camp?
My favorite activity at camp so far has been skeet shooting.
I love skeet shooting. I definitely try to get out there with as many groups as I can because it's so much fun. How does it feel, because you were a JC last year, how does it feel last year being a JC compared to this year, especially since you said that you have a lot of the same kids?
I feel like not much has changed. I know I'm still responsible for all these kids regardless, but I feel like since we have that familiarity, like we're a little more comfortable with each other than, let's say, if I was like a pistol JC and everybody's trying to get to know each other.
Now, tomorrow at graduation, they're doing a formation or a DNC competition. How do you think your platoon is going to do compared to the other ones?
So our platoon's been picking up on stuff really fast. We have our first year helo, and his name's Owen. He's been really getting on things really good. So I think our kids are going to stand pretty well in the competition.
Awesome. And tonight is a talent show. I've been trying to figure out if any of the campers that I've been interviewing are participating. So are you participating in the talent show tonight?
I don't think so. I know some female JCs came up to me and asked me about like going up on stage with them and singing like Party in the USA or something, but nobody said anything else since the first day here, so I honestly couldn't tell you.
So you could get there and they could just call your name and then you're like, oh, I got to go on stage.
I guess, yeah, I'll wing it.
All right. Well, is there any advice that you would want to give future campers or even campers who are here that potentially could become JCs in the future?
Be accountable. Make sure to take responsibility. And y'all are one platoon, so don't try to argue with each other. Try to make everything as civil as possible.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and chatting with us. And, well, I hope you enjoy the rest of camp at least.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we are back at it with the podcast. I have a platoon leader here with me versus a camper, so I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to just ask him a few questions.
Hi, my name is Solo. I'm the platoon leader for the tanks, aka Boots.
Awesome. Now, I believe that you are with one of the JCs who every year does the Dora thing. So everybody had like some kind of name that goes with Dora. So I'm assuming that that's why you got Boots.
Yes, so in the platoon, it was established that there was Diego. Unfortunately, Diego wasn't available this year because he's, in a trip somewhere. But we have Dora, and I decided to infiltrate the ranks. So I'm Boots, we got Backpack, and Swiper, and also Maps. So yes, our whole crew is Dora the Explorer Adventure cast pretty much.
That's awesome. So this is your first time here at camp. So how has it been attending, but also too being a platoon leader?
So for me, it's a first time camp leader. So I never expect what I was gonna get into it, but it's been awesome. I really like the interaction with the group. The kids seems to be getting into it. The camp itself is amazing. So, but my competitive side tell me, thanks. So we're gonna make sure our guys are the best times that we can have here. But for my first year as a leader, I hope I'm doing okay, and I hope the kids, for their response, I hope it gives me the drive to maybe come back in next year and have the opportunity to probably be a leader again.
Awesome. So has camp so far been what you expected, or did anybody give you any inside scoop before coming to kind of prepare you for it?
Well, my kids came through the camp about 6 years ago. They kind of give us the rundown of what went on. They did have fun, and my son actually came back a second time. But being in the camp itself and experience what's going on, it looks like it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of silliness going on, a little bit of pranking, if you would like to say. But some of the things that have happened here, they're amazing. I didn't expect these things to happen, but the leadership here is awesome. Everybody take care of themselves, and everybody take care of each other as a group. Some of the junior leadership that we have actually went through the camp. So I think they have a lot of time invested here, and that's the reason why it makes it a little bit better for us senior leaders. It's easy for us to do our job because we have a good backup, and my experience in the camp has been amazing so far.
Awesome. So I know that you are with one of the older age groups. So how has it been seeing them from the first day of camp up until like the last full day of camp?
Okay, so yes, it's been a big improvement. First day, nobody knew each other. I actually have 3 kids. This is the first time in camp, and they were a little shy. But as things went on and events start happening, the kids got really start trusting their peers, and they start engaging in all the activities. So it's much better. Their dynamic is better now, and it seems like they're enjoying themselves. So that's what we're trying to do. And I think from the first day to where we are now, it's a big change. But it's a big change for fun, and it's a big change for good things.
Awesome. So far, what has been one of your favorite activities, or even has the whole platoon had a fun activity that they've done together?
I think one of the ones that everybody did, most of my group did, was the rifles. They enjoy it. I think they were looking forward for that. The rock climbing was good too. I had one of my campers. She was a little scared, and I was like, okay, if you do it, I'll do it. It was also my first time doing the rock climbing, so a little scary. But for me, I think most of them liked the rifle. I think that was one of their best. And archery, actually. I think archery, we named the lady at the archery. She needed a nickname, so we call her Lady Bow. So it fit good for her. So it was awesome too. But I think rifle was the best one for all of them.
All right. Well, is there any advice that you would want to give anybody potentially who would come back as a platoon leader or an SC or a JC in future camps?
Well, if I have the opportunity to come back again, right, I would definitely tell those new leaders, if they have the opportunity to be here as a leader next year, or the ones that are going to get promoted to platoon leaders, to patience. You're right. A little bit of patience. The kids are kids. They're gonna do things as kids. But once you start putting in a sense for me, the Army values on them. They start understanding. They start getting better. And we always tell them, be yourself. Don't try to be something different. Be yourself. But for the senior leaders and newcomers, senior leaders, I would say, trust your JCs. Your JCs will help you, and you will succeed if you have that type of trust in them. And trust yourself. Don't be afraid. We always be a little scared of what we're going to be faced with, but if you trust yourself and you lead the campers the way you were lead in the military, you'll be successful.
Awesome. Well, that's definitely some great advice. And it's cool, too, because I was here last year. And, I mean, camp has pretty much been the same, but obviously every year is going to be a little bit different based off of just, obviously, the people, the staff who are here, and then the activities and all that kind of stuff. So it's fun to see the kids from day one until the last day, how much they've grown, and watching them, push each other to do the activities, especially whenever there's some that are too afraid of doing certain things. So it's cool to see that and watch them actually overcome their fears and building those bonds together. So, but I definitely appreciate you talking with us. Is there anything else you want to leave the campers or anybody that's listening?
Well, I just want to say that this is an amazing camp. A lot of us, I've been in the military for 21 years. I found out about this camp about 5 years ago. That's when my kids came in. So this is one of the best things that happened to my kids. This is one of the best things that happened to me as a leader, which I'm looking forward to. If they give me the opportunity next year to be here, be part of it, because it makes sense, and it means a lot to us, especially for us there in the military. This is kind of like something that is going to help our kids to understand some of the things that we do as a team. Is team building activities, and like you say, some of the kids lose their fear because you got somebody else pushing you to be. It's gonna be okay. So, I think moving forward, something that I would say to those people who haven't experienced this, bring your kids. We're gonna make sure they'll have a lot of fun. This program is awesome, and I would say thank you for the opportunity to have me here for the first time, and I look forward to be here for the future. And also for all the ones that don't know that this camp exists, search it. Hey, we want your kids. Bring them over here. We want them to have the experience. I'm experienced as a leader, but I think if I would be a little camper, I would have loved to be here myself. So, and it's an amazing program. There's not much, that we can say. They will say the different, but bring your kids. We want them here.
Awesome. Well, Boots, I hope you enjoy the rest of the full day of camp, and looking forward to the talent show and then drill and ceremony tomorrow. So hopefully your platoon can show their skills.
Yes, so yeah, we got something special for the talent show. I hope so, but I know that no matter what, we will have Frank with us because Frank belongs to the tanks. So I don't care what anybody says, Frank is ours, and Frank will belong to the tanks for eternity.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So I'm here with a very special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're just going to ask him a few questions about camp.
Hey y'all, I am Will Braddock. At camp, I'm known as First Sergeant Brain Damage.
All right, and I know that you've been a part of camp for a very long time. Can you, in a short synopsis, tell us kind of your experience here at camp?
So I started in 2006 as a 10-year-old camper. I've been through the ranks. I was a camper for 4 years, skipped a year for National Boy Scout Jamboree, came back, did 3 years as a JC. After that, 1 year as an SC, skipped 3 years for college internships, came back 2 years as SC, and then 2 years ago started as co-first sergeant with J-HIP.
Awesome. Now, with you being a part of camp for so long, how has it evolved over time up until this point?
So the first thing is when I was a camper, we were at McCready. Being at McCready, we didn't have the facilities that we do at Camp Bob Cooper, so we would just bus drive everywhere. I remember long treks to the river for rafting, to the Fort Jackson pool and bowling alley. So in 2010, we moved to Camp Bob Cooper, and now we get to do all the usual camp activities. Plus, we still have the military vibe going on, teaching the core values, teaching the DNC. The camp has changed. We've changed events throughout the year, but it's always a process of trying to improve, making the camp better for the kids.
Now, how did that transition take place of you being a camper, then becoming a JC, SC, and now you're kind of part of the staff at this point? Like, how has that worked its way through in the things that you've done to transition into those positions?
So as a camper, it's really easy. You just show up, do what you're told, and enjoy the process. My first year as a JC, back then we had JCs for the Rockets. Back then they were 14 to 17-year-olds. I was 15. That was not a good idea. I had a hard time making the transition, but the next year I was with the Rifles, our 11-year-olds, and so the age gap really helped. I got a lot of support from my senior counselors guiding me in the ways I should lead. Making the switch to senior counselor, again, it was a transition. All of a sudden, you're put in leadership roles above people you were just JCs with, like a year younger than you, but you have to tell them what to do, guide them, and do the same things your seniors did for you. So after that 1 year as an SC, I went to Citadel, graduated in 2018, couldn't come to camp because of college internships. I learned at the Citadel what I definitely did not want to be as a leader. So when I came back, it was a really good thing I had taken that break, because I came back better leader, able to guide my campers in a way that made their experience a lot better. Because of that, I had a lot more fun being counselor. 2 years ago, me and Jay Hip were suggested as first sergeants, and we took on that role. So all of a sudden, I'm over adults that I grew up looking towards for advice. They were over me, and all of a sudden I'm over them. And I thought it would be difficult, that changing a relationship, but it was a lot easier because they knew me, they respected me, and I respected them. So that two-way communication made the job a lot easier. Yes, it comes with more challenges, being over all the groups, having to deal with background stuff, but I come back every year because I love it. I truly love this camp and its mission.
Awesome. How does it make you feel to be a part of that? Like attending as a camper, going through the ranks of as a JC and SC and all that, and now being a part of the staff, like how, and obviously things have changed a lot since then. So like, how does it make you feel to be a part of that?
It makes me feel really good. I was looking around this year, and all my campers, my last group of campers, have made the switch to either SEs or gone to the military, gone off to college, and I'm looking at myself as just like, I'm old now. I'm 27 years old, and I'm old now, and it makes me really feel good that I was part of that development process for them. I was a little bit of what made them what they are today, and it's a great feeling to have.
Now, I'm sure that you're going to be around for as many years as you possibly can. Is there anything that you see for the future for camp here at Camp Bob Cooper, or things that you guys want to implement or change or stuff like that? Like, where do you see it going from here?
From here, I think we need to get the numbers back up. This year was a small camp, and that's great. Every kid gets to do the events multiple times, but something about seeing the full 100+ camps, yelling, screaming, doing cadence, there's something special in that I miss. So getting those numbers back up, getting more adults that were like myself, came up through the ranks, and getting them back would be really special for me.
Awesome. Now, since you don't really partake in the activities and stuff like that anymore, but you do go around and you see the platoons and all that kind of stuff, what are some of the activities that you like to watch them participate in?
So I really like when they do paintball, especially when the counselors are on the other side. All of a sudden a light pops in them and they're just raising their hands, wanting to be against the counselors, wanting to be the first one to get a counselor out. And high ropes or rock wall, when they're cheering each other on, there's something really encouraging about that.
All right. Is there any advice that you would like to leave any future campers or campers who are here this year that want to come back next year, potentially become JCs, SCs, and all that kind of stuff, or eventually volunteer when they get older? What advice do you have for them?
So for those future JCs or future SCs, take all you learn at this camp. The bad stuff, the good stuff, learn from that so you can use that in the future. For the JCs, SCs that have to take a break, you are always welcome to come back. I took 3 years off, and when I came back, it was like I never left. They wrapped me in a hug, asked me how I was doing, where I'd been, and it was a smooth transition back to camp.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. I know you're running around checking on campers, and we have the talent show and stuff tonight, so I'm glad that we could stop and talk with you for a little bit to get some insight on it. But is there anything else that you would like to leave the campers with?
This has been a great camp. I love coming here. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. There's a reason that I come back, and it's because of the campers and the impact we have on their lives and seeing them grow and develop into great leaders.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, that was Brain Damage, our first Sergeant Brain Damage. So, again, we appreciate you talking with us, and we hope that everybody enjoys the rest of camp for the last full day of camp. All right, everyone. Well, that is it for this episode of the Palmetto Guardian. We hope that you enjoyed, and to all the campers, we hope that you had an amazing time at camp this year. I know that it's a lot of fun watching everybody from day one to the last day and seeing everybody build those relationships with each other. And in all reality, sometimes it can turn into lifelong friendships, just like being in the military. So I just want to say thank you to all of the campers for allowing myself and Specialist Cato to come out and capture your memories, and for us to be able to show your families what you guys did for the week at Camp Bob Cooper. And we also want to give a big shout out to the staff, all the volunteers, Audra, Amy, James, everybody who is a part of the Child and Youth programs and the Service Member Family Care section. You guys always are so accommodating for us. You never say no. You don't blink an eye if we need something or if we ask for something. You guys are always there to make sure that it happens so that we can get the footage and the photos and all the stuff that we need. So we greatly appreciate you guys always stepping up and helping us so that we can do our job as best that we can. And also, too, so that we can be as creative as we can to make all these videos and stuff for you guys. So, again, thank you guys so much. Be on the lookout. There will be 2 separate videos. There will be one overall camp video, and there will be one for the talent show. A little different this year. We added the graduation stuff into the camp video, so there won't be a separate video for that. But just be on the lookout for those 2 videos, as well as this podcast. Please share it with everybody. It'll be on Apple Podcasts as well as our YouTube channel. We don't have video. I just overlaid photos from camp, but you can hear who we're interviewing, and we interviewed different campers, SCs, JCs, volunteers, staff. So definitely leave some comments for the parents and the campers. If you are able to, leave us some comments and share with us what some of your favorite memories were from camp. But again, that's a wrap for this year's Youth Camp 2023, and we are looking forward to seeing you guys next year. So with that, make sure you guys like this video. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Weaver. That's a wrap, and Hollywood is out.